As a result of plowing on undulating and hilly terrains, clay seeps into the arable soil layers over the decades. At the same time, the level of humus decreases. This greatly deteriorates the arable properties of the soil, which results in the crop plants lacking water for growth, especially in particularly dry periods. It turns out that making minimal changes to agronomic practices can regenerate the soil properties within just a few years. Many of these practices are associated with ultra-shallow cultivation. Ultra-shallow cultivation is a technique that inherently limits soil work to just a few centimeters deep, even up to 3 centimeters. Its goal is to maintain uniform density in soil profiles, avoid compaction layers, and minimize interference with the deeper soil layers. As a result, the plant can root more deeply and is more resistant to natural threats such as wind, heavy rain, and droughts. This cultivation technique brings additional benefits. First, mulch forms on the field surface, acting like a blanket. Post-harvest residues are shredded and only slightly mixed with the soil. When evenly distributed, mulch protects the field from overheating, wind, and drying out, and regulates temperature in autumn and spring. Additionally, as it gradually decomposes, it enriches the soil with nutrients. Secondly, water evaporation is interrupted. Ultra-shallow cultivation does not disturb the natural soil structure. Deeper humus retains large amounts of water, later available for plants, even up to 5 times its own weight. This also prevents capillary rise. Thirdly, self-seeding and weeds germinate. During the first pass of ultra-shallow cultivation, weed seeds are shaken and stimulated to quick germination under the mulch layer. When plants enter the cotyledon phase, another pass should be made, removing weeds and self-seedings. Thus, although ultra-shallow cultivation requires 2 field passes to control weeds, it saves on herbicides and plant protection chemicals, resulting in better yields and greater availability of nutrients and water. Dr. Leszek Majchrzak from the University of Life Sciences in Poznań lists ultra-shallow cultivation as an effective substitute for herbicides and other chemical agents in combating weeds and self-seedings. However, 2 conditions must be met for these techniques to yield the intended benefits. Ultra-shallow cultivation requires specialized aggregates that efficiently and evenly cut the entire cultivated profile. A full range of ultra-shallow cultivation machines is available from Rolmako, from the combo till cultivator combined with a mulch harrow to the speed cutter disc harrow for shallow soil processing. Stable cultivation should commence as soon as possible after harvest. Any delay will cause bare soil to release more water to the atmosphere than it retained from the last rains, which are fewer each year. Besides, weeds will have time to take deep root and steal the necessary nutrients from future crops. Stable breaking should also be carried out using machines that shred post-harvest residues and mix them evenly with the soil. These conditions are met by a device designed for ultra-shallow cultivation. The mulching harrow optimally fulfills the principles of ultra-shallow cultivation, which directly results from its design. The basic element is the mulching comb, which consists of durable, long tines working at a depth of up to 5 centimeters. During vibrations, they lightly scratch the stubble while mixing the post-harvest residues with the soil and distributing them evenly. Additionally, they dislodge seeds and destroy weeds. The adjustment of the working angle allows the machine to be adapted to moisture conditions. The best results are obtained when they are set almost vertically, but one must consider the field conditions. On the other hand, the absence of a finishing roller allows working in the field at a high moisture levels very early in the spring. An additional element mounted in the front of the mulching comb is a row of cutting discs or a knife roller. The sharp edges of the discs shred the post-harvest residues and, thanks to the specially profiled shape, lift them up and mix them with the shredded straw. The smaller the diameter of the working elements, that is, the higher the rotational speed, the easier it is for the machine to crush the soil and lightly level it. This is very important because with ultra-shallow cultivation, the field must be level and free of ruts. The knife roller serves the same function as a disc harrow. However, thanks to its double-sided knives and closed design, it better handles shredding post-harvest residues and mixing them with the soil. This in turn leads to their faster decomposition. The mulching harrow is not the only machine that performs these tasks. We can achieve similar results using other machines from Rolmako: TurboCut and ProCut knife rollers, matrix rotary harrows, speed cutter disc harrows, combo till shallow cultivation cultivators, and combination of various cultivation tools, for example a disc harrow on the front linkage. However, it is worth noting whether a given machine accurately follows the terrain's irregularities. Can a cover crop seeder be mounted? Does it have hydraulic control of individual elements from the tractor cab? This allows us to easily and safely adjust the operation of individual working elements to the conditions in the field. It is also worth choosing working elements with interchangeable tips or tips made of cemented carbide. Ultra-shallow tillage of stubble brings many benefits to both the soil itself and the crops that grow on it. Finally, it is worth mentioning the economic aspect of using a mulch harrow and other ultra-shallow tillage devices. These are machines with high clearance that till the soil very shallowly. This means less mass of post-harvest residues resisting the machine and less soil being tossed and turned. The tractor requires less power and uses much less fuel than in traditional tillage. Moreover, mechanical weed and volunteer crop distraction translates into lower chemical costs. You may be wondering who we actually are. Rolmako is a manufacturer of agricultural machinery, mostly exporting its products to foreign markets. We currently want to focus on Poland, using the experience gained in the international markets as a solid foundation for our activities. But are we a good partner? What is our mission and strategy? And what can we offer our customers and dealers? We encourage you to learn more about our brand's history. You can find out everything from our presentation available at rolmako.com/presentation. Do the mentioned benefits not encourage you to use machines for ultra-shallow tillage? For now, it's your choice. However, considering the increasing European Union restrictions on chemical use, simplified tillage policies and climate change, over time this may become not just an option, but the only reasonable choice. Let us know in the comments what do you think about this tillage system and whether you would be willing to use it yourself. Or does shallow soil processing raise concerns for you, for example regarding potential weed control? We would love to hear your opinions.